Michael Jones is joining me on the show today from iDeal Realty and Management. Michael is the designated broker.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you, Michael?
I'm doing good. How are you, Scott?
Great. Thanks for joining me. So we're going to talk a little bit about rental property management and some of the services that your company provides. If someone owns their own rental property, why should they consider having a professional company manage it for them?
Well, I think the biggest thing is most people don't understand the time that's involved in managing and renting a property. We take over the whole property for them, so we basically, in a retrospect, become the landlord. So we will find the tenant, and then we will manage it from collecting the rents all the way through to any maintenance issues, and then evictions if that ever has to happen, which hopefully it doesn't. Pricing the property seems to be a big issue right now. A lot of homeowners just think, well, I've got this type of house, I can price it for this because that's what I want. But market does dictate what the prices are. Prices have gone up steadily over the past couple of years due to the rental market being so hot because of so many foreclosures and short sales. Those people are moving into rental properties now because they can't buy for another 3 to 5 years. So pricing seems to be the biggest thing, but we also, screening of tenants is a big issue that a lot of homeowners can't do on their own because they don't have the ability to pull credit and backgrounds and stuff like that.
Sure, it's quite a process.
It is definitely quite a process. You have to be able to have that access to those type of programs, and they have to make sure that you're equipped, your office is equipped to be able to run credits and stuff like that.
What mistakes do you see property owners making when they manage their own properties?
The biggest mistake is they become very personal with the tenant. So the tenant and them become like a family member type setup thing. And so when they can't pay, the homeowner is like, okay, I understand, or they don't want to evict them if they don't pay after several months. So that becomes, I think, the biggest issue. Other mistakes that they have is they don't know how to actually manage the property. They don't know how to facilitate maintenance issues. They think I can just go out and fix everything when it really comes down to sometimes they can't. So that's the biggest mistakes that we see is them picking a tenant and then the relationships that they have with their tenants.
How do you save people money?
Well, we save people money by saving them time. It's time is involved in this process. It's not something that you can just do on the side. It really is a full-time job, from actually collecting the rents to managing all the maintenance calls, whether it's in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, and then actually following through with evicting and that kind of stuff. We have a program in our company that's called the eviction assurance plan, so the homeowner can purchase it and then we will pay the actual cost of the eviction, which can go up to about $600. Now, if there are times when they become contested, meaning the tenant says, no, I don't believe that's a just eviction, and then those costs we don't cover because we don't know what the actual cost is, because we don't know the amount of time that comes involved with lawyers and courts and stuff like that.
Sure, absolutely. What do you look for in prospective tenants through your tenant screening process?
Well, our tenant screening process is very invasive. We actually pull their credit. We do background checks. We pull eviction histories. We actually verify that they work where they say they work, that the income that they have is what they actually make. Credit report wise, right now, not a lot of people have great credit. We understand that. A lot of people have faced foreclosures or short sales, and we're willing to work with them. We're willing to work with people that have had bankruptcies on their record as long as they've been closed or discharged. The screening process is just making sure that they're going to be a qualified tenant. We just don't place anybody in the property. So that's something that a homeowner might not be able to do if they're doing it on their own. They just find somebody and they're like, okay, we can put them in the property, but we actually will investigate it for them.
Great. So the real estate market's been all over the place.
It has been.
Tell us what you're seeing for maybe the next couple of years.
The next couple of years, rentals, I think we're going to still be going up steadily. We've got a lot of investors coming in right now, purchasing the properties, paying all cash. So on the sales side, you're seeing the prices starting to go up. In the last 2 years, reports that I've seen, we've gone up about 30% in price in certain areas. And again, it's depending on your area. But cash investors are definitely dominating the sales market. The rental market is dominated by the people that have had foreclosures and short sales. They can't go and buy another house for 3 to 5 years, depending on their credit. A lot of times they don't go to apartment complex because they can't fit in an apartment, so they need a home.
So they need a little bit more space. Why are house prices still considerably low?
Well, you know, we're not ranked anymore in the top 12 for foreclosures anymore. We're not in the top 12 cities anymore, but we still have a lot of people that are facing foreclosure, facing short sales. Short sale numbers have actually gone up dramatically over the past couple of months because banks are more willing to work with them right now. But prices are still low because of the fact that we do have, or what the banks want to call shadow inventory. There's a lot of reports say they don't have it, and there's a lot of reports say they do have it, but they do. You can just tell by driving around the certain neighborhoods, and you can see a lot of homes that are vacant. So there's a lot of properties still out there that are going to hit foreclosure.
Great. Thanks for joining me on the show
Thank you.
today, Michael.